Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I was thinking of something clever to say, but didn't come up with it. So, hey,
Woo!
I am here with with Joe Corallo and Anti Arby's. Thanks for that, Yule.
Oh yeah, no problem.
You
Want to help out?
absolutely help the cause. Yeah, I love how I've managed to kind of stumble on the issue that everyone cares about more than anything else, Arby's. And a strong indicator about the health and stability of the comics industry, right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, as they say, as goes Arby's, as goes the world. So.
That's absolutely true. It's been a crazy week. What's wrong with Edie Brickell? She's a monster, is what's wrong with her.
Wait,
anyway.
no. I can't stand by this. I don't. I mean, it's a one hit for sure, but I mean, it was a good one, right?
It's been popping up in my Spotify ever since Perch mentioned it.
I'm so glad I did that for you.
It's like it's popped up like 3 times this week when I just let like Spotify play. You know,
I'll only sing if Perch gets the super chats going.
Oh, okay.
So I resist, is what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. I guess it is people. I'm surprised by people's their intense love or hatred of Arby's. I'm very surprised. So
it's got to be some being ironic a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, like most fast food is crap, right?
That's Alanis Morissette, though. I thought we were talking about Eddie Brickell.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I hope everybody has a solid drink here or something to relax with. We're heading into a 3-day weekend. Do you guys have any big plans for the weekend?
No, not at all.
No.
I'm grabbing lunch with Mags, a couple people tomorrow, and then I think we're gonna do something with family because it's my parents' anniversary this weekend. So yeah, that's nothing too crazy.
You can go see ShangChi again.
I'm good. I saw it the one time. I don't.
How about you, Yul? Have you seen ShangChi?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I'm just not really into television and movie comic book stuff.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, and
Well,
I've done some time, but I don't think it's something that I'm really looking forward to too often.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
very
fair.
good.
And Shang-Chi, seriously?
Well,
come on. I mean, I don't even want to see a comic book series with him. You know?
Wow.
Give me a
You're a
break.
retailer. That's great.
Well, that's where I'm coming from when I say that.
You don't want to see it staying in your store, you mean, because the copies are flying off the shelves.
That's right. Yeah.
There you
exactly.
Go. They're on to us for all that Shang-Chi.
This is a very good street for ambulance and fire trucks and stuff.
That's absolutely perfect. Well, a lot of people talking about what they want to do over the weekend. Eating Arby's all weekend long, you're going to be having some digestive problems all week. It's going to go happen there. What's this? Promoting Indiegogo campaign. All right, I'm not.
Goofanoid.
I won't pronounce this right because you got to go to Goofanoid.
That sounds good.
Shangnoid, you mean?
Shangnoid. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
how you pronounce.
That's good. Well, I hope you do well. I hope you get that promoted. Good luck with your campaign. I hope that does work very, very well.
Now go spend some $5 on a super chat at another channel.
Yeah,
there you go.
Perfect. Yeah, do that. Yes. Where's Ash? I mean, you're asking the question. I mean, it's you, right? I need to. Ash, we need to do this soon. So absolutely, for sure. Somebody else saying that Joe is loud. I don't think you're loud, Joe.
No, the last time I lowered my volume, it ended up being an issue, and then I went on another thing to record stuff, and everyone was like, "You're too low for the recording." So,
yeah,
actually, I find it to be an anti-Italian sentiment.
I don't see your hands moving. What are you talking about?
Beautiful. Well, listen, it is 41 years ago that Superman, forget me now'd his kiss with Lois and got himself out of a relationship in Superman 2. And I love this panel. I like the awkwardness of Superman here. He's covering for some stuff. I know all the drama about is John Kent gay, but I mean, look at Superman's response here to this feels like I think this is your opening here to make Superman gay.
There you go.
Do it. Do
Yeah.
it.
Why not get those headlines?
It's
You
just
mentioned
another
about,
Earth.
what about what are your before we get into the other stuff? What we mentioned this right before we got in there. What about Joe Bennett? What's your take on it?
Me?
Either, yeah.
Either of us? Well,
Yeah.
Joe, why don't you go first? I want to like formulate a thought off of what you have to say.
No, for sure. I mean,
Will you work with him?
here's the thing. I mean, I don't think there was going to be a chance to be working with him one way or the other. But
So,
I think
yes.
the bigger issue here, and it's what we're talking about. It tends to be people coming after freelancers that have no job protection at all, and demanding that stuff change there. People were demanding statements from like Al Ewing and all of that. And to me, as much as people are, saying like, I can't believe Al Ewing's, chiming in or saying anything, like people were coming out and pressuring this guy. And again, freelancer. And again, you don't have job protection. You really don't. They can drop you pretty quick if they want to. But no one was demanding any statement from Marvel or editorial. No one probably knows who the editor on the book is. And to me, that's the problem.
That's very weird. I agree. I mean, first of all, when did we get to this world where the freelance partner is expected to give a statement?
Yeah.
About a political cartoon done several years ago that he was not involved. It's all very weird to me. That like why I don't get any of that. I don't know, Joel. What's your take?
All right, so I see Ben Templesmith in chat saying that not every culture shares the same stereotypes, et cetera, and that's exactly what I was going to say. You read the short story. What was it? The Red Barn, and you do that for critical English, literature, so you can write papers. You read this one.
Sure.
And the concept is that from every angle, from a different person, that Red Barn looks like something else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We are looking at what Joe Bennett has done in the past through our lens, and I don't know what it's like to live in Brazil. Is that where it is, Brazil?
Yep.
I just assume you're forced to do those cartoons in Brazil because I'm an American. Okay.
I dated a Brazilian in college, so I got to learn a few things about that.
So you're qualified to talk to it, you're saying?
Yeah.
Come on, Peter David, tell me more.
But no, it's my biggest takeaway from knowledge about Brazil from when I dated a Brazilian was the police do not enforce the laws during the World Cup because they're busy watching the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So it is apparently it is just the purge while the World Cup's going on. So
there you go.
Perfect.
Crime is
there
good.
If you want a new TV, now you know what to do. You get down to Brazil during World Cup. There you have it. I completely agree. It seems extremely strange and useless to go because people were asking and not just asking, they were demanding Al Ewing make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
None of that to Marvel, none of that to the editorial, none of that to the editor-in-chief. I mean, and I don't know. I'm tired of statements.
I assume he makes statements like that, though. Although I'm blocked, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been blocked since as long. I think I was blocked by Al Ewing before I knew who Al Ewing was, and I've met him at cons multiple times, and I've had conversations with him multiple times. So
I have too, and I said, "Hey, you've blocked both me and my shop." And and he was like, "That's weird."
You know what? I think I like him even more now. That
I
you
like
said
consistency.
That was his response. Like, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's it. That's great.
Well, they can't block you from Substack, so
No, they can't.
So there you have it. Well, if you're joining us a little late, obviously, Yul Carter, owner, proprietor, Fantastic Comics, also YouTube channel, also wrestling.
No, I don't do wrestling anymore, but maybe someday. No, that thing blew up. There's a whole story about that, but it's boring.
Well,
I never knew.
You can't say it blew up and it's boring.
I never knew I'd be part of YouTube drama. It wasn't really. It was just behind the scenes stuff, and we didn't get along, and I let them know.
Well, who's doing better right now, WWE or AEW?
I guess WWE. They make these they get these really fat contracts from television stations that's worth billions, and they're like, it looks like they're doing like the golden parachute. Like the same thing for comic books is the same thing for wrestling, WWE, whatever it is. It's a golden parachute, man. This company's going away, and once it goes away, all the other ones are going to fall apart. Et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I hear it all the time in every part of my my entertainment out there. Anyway,
Okay.
I guess WWE though.
There you go. Well, we also have, as always, we have Joe Corallo, and Joe, you're at the finish line for Beckstar.
Yeah, no, it's we're mere weeks away from the finale of the series so far. So we'll see.
Oh, I like the tease. I like that what you put in there. So
yeah.
So you're saying you're leaving it open for people to have dinner in the next series?
Yeah, no, there could be a lot of eating next time. It might only be eating.
Okay, that sounds very exciting. Well, thank you for spending your Friday night with us. If you're here watching wherever you are, there's a lot of Australians that watch this show, which I don't completely understand. But welcome. I will try not to insult your country. Yeah.
Well, unless you like Arby's, I guess is really what it comes down to.
Nobody likes Arby's. Jesus.
Maybe they use like a kangaroo meat or something.
You're all trying to curry favor with bigger YouTubers by saying you like Arby's. I know the truth. That's.
I drove past an Arby's on the way to the back and forth from the movies.
That's the best way to see an Arby's.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I almost took a picture to send to Perch, but then I realized I was driving and I shouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Unless you're recording a video or watching traffic, you really shouldn't do other things inside your car.
Yeah.
While you're going down the road. Anyway, well, I thank you both for joining us. We do have some good stuff coming up. Joe and I actually did a interview with Joe Casey yesterday, and that's
all right.
We've talked to him before, and it was great. And he volunteered to come on a live stream in the future with us. So,
did you guys talk about Automatic Kafka?
I think it came up, but I don't think we talked about it too much. We talked a lot about Wildcats, Vengeance, the one he did with Tom Scioli,
Godland.
Yeah, we talked about Godland for a while. So we tried to go over a bunch of the stuff that people were yelling at us in the comments for the first interview when they were like, "You didn't talk about the things I wanted to hear about." So we tried to hit a lot of that. So
yeah. So it's a great conversation, though. He's a great guy. Very a lot of good stuff came out, and some good advice, and some fun stuff I didn't know. And
it was great. You can hear all about the co-creator of America Chavez, and
you go into that. Awesome.
Oh,
yes.
We
right.
Out the gate, we are just like, soon to be, Hollywood darling, America Chavez. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, I think you're going to, you'll really enjoy it. It's a very good time. We have some other fun interviews coming up. But we just talked about it, but we have to hit it. We kind of already hit a bit of it. ShangChi. Now, Yul.
Yes.
When did we get from ShangChi to Shang-Chi?
I don't know exactly. I have heard about this. I saw the clip where he says that. I heard from people that might know that come in the store that's not real pronunciation. that they would use. It means
Yeah.
something else. The way you the emphasis on the syllable is important in China and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This seemed to kind of creep out of nowhere, and I'm trying to think. Maybe some people in the chat know, but when this movie was first advertised, I could swear they called it ShangChi from like Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was I asleep when this shifted and changed?
I'm telling you, it's because of that joke they make in the movie.
All right, so very
just
small
because of
spoiler then. This will not spoil anything for the film.
Yeah.
So, Joe, you watched the movie last night. I promise
I
this won't spoil anything. Nobody freak out in the chat. But
Yeah.
you watched the movie last night. I saw the preview before, but this joke you're referencing is what exactly?
His English name that he's been going by, that his friend knows him by, is Sean. So then it's like, oh, what's your real name then? And it's Shang. And that's like the joke. And they do this whole bit of like, Sean. It goes on for way too long. And I think they did it for that joke.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, at least it makes sense now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a joke in the first like 10 minutes of the movie. This is not.
Oh, phew.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like
this doesn't
not
spoil
running
anything. And here is
Yeah.
Shang-Chi with his father, the head of the Ten Rings right here.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, this is before he was kept in shape, but anyway, I don't know.
Is
this
Margaret
actor
Cho
from
in this?
What's that?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I did not say a thing.
Mm-hmm.
This actor comes from Kim's Convenience, which is a Canadian show that I think nobody has seen. But anyway, it's fun. Anyway, it's a long way from this character. So 1973, Shang-Chi comes out, Master of Kung Fu. Were either of you big fans of this character kind of growing up? None? No. You'll shaking his head.
I wasn't a big fan of that character. I'm not even sure I really understood who that character was as a kid, but I did watch a lot of Kung Fu films and all of that. My dad was really into that kind of stuff. So, Bruce Lee stuff and anything about that. And I'm also a big fan of that kind of stuff. And even going back to, I'm trying to think of how you pronounce it exactly. Is it Wuzai films from China? There was a big explosion in the silent film era of the Wuzai films, which were, like martial arts films that China was putting out. And again, the late 1920s. And one of the few surviving films from that era is this movie Red Heroin, which I believe is on YouTube. You could probably watch it for free. I think it's in different film archives. I highly recommend it because it is a movie that's about basically a female superhero, this woman who survives her village getting raided and people brought in as slaves or killed. And she barely survives. Wushu, maybe that's how you pronounce it. But she ends up training with this hermit and gets superpowers, basically. And then she comes in and liberates the slaves. And there's interesting special effects and all that to sort of show these different superpowers she has. So I highly recommend that kind of stuff. And it's a nice reminder that everyone who keeps, touting that these things are like the first and this and that, it's usually from a very, American point of view and diminishes a lot of the history in film. So I wish people would, actually look into what's happened before instead of, like planting a flag in the ground and really standing for a big budget Hollywood Disney movie as if it's part of a greater rights movement.
Well said. Wow. Okay. Well said. You should go check out that movie.
It's a great movie
from that era. This comic is pretty cool. I mean, what's funny about this? I went back and read it earlier this week. Basically, Shang-Chi just goes through and just beats the shit out of everyone. That's what this comic is, including like a giant monkey, and that's just pretty much this entire book is just him punching people, setting somebody on fire. That's what he's up to.
I think that is a Jim Starlin cover, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that guy is one person's right.
But one thing in that era that even like Larry Hama has come and pointed out is that for a while, Marvel did used to color Asian characters like more yellow, and in a way that didn't really make sense either. Like and that's something that Marvel has since stopped doing.
Isn't that what Neil Adams would say about the coloring of black characters? Like that's a big deal with him also.
Yeah.
Like they have like really, they had so few colors, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's part of potentially that, but also it was like it was too much, and they have corrected that, but
unfortunately. I mean, the coloring's so horrible when they remaster these things. It's like,
oh, that's for sure.
You might have done it better, but it's not better.
It looks very funky now, actually, in some of these reprints. It is, but this is back when ShangChi had a white mother, I believe. He was half. He was that was a big part of the comics. Everybody was always crapping on him for being a half breed. It was like, it was like he was one of the Harry Potter characters. They just kept. That's exactly what it was like, actually. But speaking of this, in 1973, do you remember this version in 2002 when Marvel Max did this take?
Speaking of Galassi, yeah, this is wild. I remember it coming out. I remember not caring about it. Marvel Max often was not very good.
It is true. It did not give people what they were expecting. And they would plaster that giant parental advisory, and then most of the time the comics had nothing that needed that label.
I am checking out that top she's wearing, though.
I'm sure you are. No, this is back in the days when Marvel actually would draw. They would put some. Well, anyway, you see what you see.
I like more of a shading. It's something that would imply something's there rather than the obvious that it is.
Yeah.
Unless you're reading Cherry, maybe then it's okay.
Well, then you don't need to apply everything. But you've got that girl in the bikini there just mowing somebody down there in the top, and like an arm and stuff falling off. But anyway, this is a version of Shang-Chi that Marvel is not promoting right now for some strange reason.
Huh?
Yeah.
Disney. Huh? Go figure.
Yeah. It's anyway, a little bit of something there from the past. But hey, as we did last week, we talked about the Marvel Swimsuit edition. So somebody would ask in the comments, well, did DC ever do anything like that? And this was actually part of New Teen Titans 100.
Wow. Who is the artist on this?
I'm not sure who did the art on this.
The face of Wonder Girl makes me say, well, it's not Beecham, but I don't know. It's not shady enough for Beecham, but it kind of is in that milieu. I can't think who it would be.
This
feels very. This is very indicative in the 90s. Am I right?
Wasn't it Bill Jaska?
Oh, really? Wow.
It was a pinup in an issue. So the person, of course, who did that was not the artist for Teen Titans 100. But.
Sure, yeah. But I think Bill Jaska was doing Titans at the time. But yeah.
There's a lot of different styles in the faces, actually. Not all of it good, but God, I hated this swimsuit stuff. This was like, you're in your 20s and you're reading comic books and this stuff comes out. You do not want to be seen with that on your coffee table. That's for sure.
No. It is Bill Jaska. So there you have it.
Damn.
Oh, nice.
Look at him.
Well done. But I like. I do appreciate how they've drawn Starfire. Just wanting to get that costume off. But,
look, that is canon. She didn't understand why you'd wear these bikini tops and bottoms. It doesn't serve any protection whatsoever. So that's a Starfire trait right there.
There you have it. Well, I wanted to put this out there because unfortunately, when we get to the Dynamite covers, we people are in for some disappointment. So, a little bit there. I can't get over Raven. First of all, like all they're using the same color for most of the women on this page.
She should be like much more white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're all kind of greenish gray too.
Yeah.
It's anyway, some stuff going on there, but
something.
But there you go. Happy Friday, everybody. Don't say I ever do anything for you. All right. Well, look, we can go through this part a lot faster. Like we sped it up. Obviously, September. We're in September still. Same kind of picture of what's going on here for the month of September with DC leading the way from Marvel. Lots of comics coming out. I'm curious, Yul, as a retailer, how what are you seeing? What's selling really well in the shop right now?
Amazing Fantasy is doing well. I pushed that though, and let's see what else. Batman does well. Batman proper. Let's see. X-Men's still doing okay, but it's taken a major hit. You can tell. And some of the other ones haven't dipped though. So if let's say X-Force was doing well, or Excalibur, even the Marauders, most of the people that are buying it still continue to buy it. So that's been solid.
That's nice.
What else is doing well? Geiger is doing well.
Yeah.
I also I've had some people that have come in recently for the first time again. And that's like kind of one of the books that they picked up. And that's most of it. Those are the main books I think that I would suggest are the big books that are selling right now. I do well on Demon Days. Momoko's popular.
Yeah,
nice.
I know I'm really missing. So the point is, or the thing is that with so many comic books coming out, there's really no reason to order extra for the shelf of issue 30. So Still Monstrous is a very top seller for me when it comes out. You'll just never see it on the shelf anymore.
Yeah. I saw someone was asking about Scout Comics, what they do. I pimp out By the Horns quite a bit. I usually talk about that one. I finally read the 4th issue not too long ago. It's a lot getting through all these comics, but yeah, no, By the Horns is great, and I have a bunch of other comics from them. Like, I'll be honest, I don't always remember what the titles are when you get like just stacks of indie comics and people sending you stuff and all that. But By the Horns is that's a solid book.
How's Spawn doing for you? Up here in the Pacific Northwest, Spawn is clocking the anniversary issues, the #1 issues, and then it seems to trickle off a little bit. But how's Spawn doing for you, Yul?
Well, that's exactly how I expect it to be. And if I'm still sitting on King Spawn a couple of years from now, and the Spawn universe a couple of years from now, that'll be fine. But I won't be sitting on issue 2 through 10. Spawn's doing okay. I think the people that are reading it are really excited to buy more issues of it. And it kind of doesn't really... It's never progressed. There's been a few times when certain people have come on, like there was that Jason Sean Alexander run when they were in Japan.
Yep.
And I think the guy's name was like Savage Dara or something like that. And writing it. And it was very spooky and different. And Spawn was very much a tertiary character. And it was more like the villain and Spawn's daughter. Cyan? Something like that.
Yep.
And she's grown up, guys. If you haven't been reading Spawn. And she's involved in that universe somehow. And I thought that was really cool and different, but not enough for me to keep reading it. And then recently I read an issue where they were holed up underground, and I forget who it was that they had captured. It was the worst issue I've ever read in my life.
Oh, no.
It looked good.
It's Spawn doesn't seem to and the sales numbers kind of reflected it doesn't hold momentum as much as you'd think. It spikes issues up, but then it falls rapidly, and then it can boost them back up again. It's kind of an interesting thing that title has. But next week, to Joe's pleasure, it's only 85 comics next week.
Oh, good.
You know, This is much better, and I think the week after it's 140. So,
oh my goodness,
no.
But
there's going to be a Green Lantern issue and a Green Lantern annual this week, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. And speaking of which, I have some friends of the channel, people have come on, done interviews. Jim Zub has a book there, and Jeff Thorne has a book, and Pat Shand has a book, all coming out this week.
Yeah.
So, a lot of things. Absolutely, some good stuff in there. So, 85 comics is manageable. 7 comics past issue number 25 of those 85. So, take that from what you will. But
that's tough, because if I'm waiting 30 issues for to finalize what people are actually buying.
that's going to be a problem for you. Absolutely.
And maybe I'll do it earlier.
We have, there's a couple things coming out here. So we do have DC Comics. Are you reading this Infinite Frontier series that is kind of the this is a series that's teeing up the next year's worth of events?
I really should be.
Yeah,
I like Williamson. I like the art. It has importance to the universe, but not really.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's true. By the way, so George, how are the sales on Mayor Good Boy? Very good. It's sold really well, and this kid's going back to school in my area this week, and they were pimping the living hell out of it in the school. So,
I'm ordering.
How about you? You got tons of Mayor Good Boy in your shop?
Well, I have been trying to deal with, what is that? That's Penguin Random House, I think.
Yes.
And I've been trying to get them to ship to my home. Is it Scholastic? No, it's not Scholastic.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Either way, I have not ordered from them through Pub Easy like I should have. I did see your order, you talking about it, your order for me to buy it. Mm-hmm. And I'm marching like I'm supposed to, but it's not in stock yet.
Very good. Okay.
But no, I looked at what you had to say about that. I checked it out, and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely one of those books I should have in the store. So I figure a week late won't really kill me.
No, that's one of those books that's going to do. It's pretty evergreen, I think, and you just have it on hand when kids want a dog mayor. I mean, who doesn't want that?
I want it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're in California. They're getting to recall.
This guy in Berkeley needs, sure, a dog governor. Oh my goodness.
And I don't think anyone's ever liked the mayor of New York going back a long time. So we could use a dog.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? I mean,
call him one
everything
anyway.
we've been through. What does it matter? Anything, Joe? Anything on the DC wise? We'll keep going here.
I mean, Green Lantern, sure, I like that, but a lot of this other stuff, I'm like, Black Manta. What the hell are you doing?
Black Manta.
Remember
when you found out he was black? That blew my mind.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, Swamp Thing, sure.
I'm already bummed on Nice House on the Lake. I'm already bummed because there's going to be a delay.
Yeah.
The
Dark
Batman
Side.
Adventures continues. Sensational Wonder Woman. Those like one shots or whatever. They've been fine.
They're better than the regular Wonder Woman.
Yeah, as long as they're. You don't think they're listening, do you?
No.
Okay, good. Then yes. Yeah. Well, Cena Grace did like issue 6, I think. I picked that up. That was a solid Wonder Woman story. It was just a one and done. Didn't rock the boat. Didn't change everything that we know about Wonder Woman. But it was just Wonder Woman beating the crap out of some of her rogues, and I'm down for that.
Yeah. Darkseid looks like he's eating some Arby's in this picture.
Yes.
No,
that's
that'd be the other end.
This is a guy who's going to use those Omega beams to get to the toilet. Anyway,
we've all been there.
Yeah. Okay, so getting past the DC, we got the newest issue of Super Babes, which is giving you what it's calling it. Yeah.
Giving you what it's calling it. That's English.
I don't know.
I'm only interested in Not All Robots, personally.
Yeah,
I
not all
heard
robots
that's
do.
really good, and I've got the first issue. I still got to read it, but like I keep hearing that it's really good.
It's awesome. Russell's good. People have to get over it.
Nice. No, for sure. I'm
Somebody's
definitely
saying,
looking forward to that.
does this list include digital? No, but with all the delays and things moving around, definitely some of these comics have moved out, and this is just a list from when I saw it at the last week, and so there definitely may be some shifts. Absolutely. I try and keep these up to date, but right now that's getting harder with all the things moving around. So anyway, what about the logic of I'm assuming is Betty and Veronica B&V Friends Forever Halloween Spooktacular #1 in September?
Oh, it'll last a couple months because no one will buy it. So it'll be perfect around the time it does.
But they're doing. I believe their plan is to do more of these like anthology one shots.
Yeah, but it seems like putting them out in the right month would be a good idea.
What happened to Archie? They were so amazing for like 2 years. There was no company that was better than Archie. No company.
They were really good there for quite a bit.
I mean, Akasa, he was so freaking. He was like gold. He touches Archie and it's gold. Everybody, what happened? He ate Arby's.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll do it. It messes with your brain, Arby's.
It does. You get bugs in there. It's absolutely terrible. Okay. So we'll do a video where I go and eat an Arby's sandwich. All right.
Just trust the science on Arby's, okay?
Yeah.
'Cause
that's where COVID came from. Anyway, how about?
it's because Arby's uses bat meat.
That's exactly
You're gonna
right.
get your channel. You're gonna get the whole video taken down right now.
Yeah.
How to happen?
This video has misleading information. It was a bat and a pangolin at Arby's. And they mated there in a gross bathroom, and that's what happened. Yeah. So Here's a He-Man comic. Everybody loves He-Man. I know that's going really well right now.
Oh no, it's not He-Man. It's Masters of the Universe.
Oh,
Remember, everyone online was very upset when people were like, "This He-Man show doesn't have He-Man," and they were like, "Oh no, it is not He-Man. It is Masters of the Universe."
Yeah,
so,
I had
to get it right.
Yeah, that's why we don't put him on the cover of things.
That's right. I had a woman come in and say that she worked on the show.
Oh,
and she asked for the comic and bought it. It was great.
Okay, nice.
That's my story.
Okay.
She just owned up to it. She didn't it wasn't
She said, "Do you have the Masters of the Universe comic book that came out through Dark Horse?" And I said, "Oh yeah, actually, I have it right over here. It's the Kevin Smith cover. I have more of them, or not Kevin Smith, the Mike Mignola one. I don't know what I was thinking." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's right over here." And she's all, "I worked on this," and she's all, "My boss Rob Sheridan worked on this comic." I'm like, "Oh, cool." That's my story.
That works. As Jesse, she needed it for a court case. Yeah, perfect. I figure if we do mention Arby's enough, what will happen is Google's algorithm will just start putting Arby's ads into the video, and that's going to be wonderful.
That's like wonderful. That Alexa thing.
Yeah,
that's even better. Yeah.
Oh, I love it when we talk about Alexa. For anybody who's got their
or like Alexa, what's the nearest Arby's?
Nice. Yeah, I was going to make that joke if you didn't, so I'm glad it happened.
Say, Alexa, order me an Arby's and deliver it to my house right now.
Wow.
For anybody listening with their speakers out.
Or Alexa, what's in the Arby's meat?
Yeah.
There you go.
See what she'll tell you. That's.
I don't think she knows the answer.
I don't think anyone knows the answer to that. How about this from Floating World Comics? Unsmooth 2 Bum #1.
I like it.
Were those what? Those words? But words. I mean, the art looks good.
Let me see if I'm getting that one.
We got Space Bastards. Yeah. Yeah.
I probably would get that from Floating World straight away. I should have ordered that. I didn't see it. Bummer.
There you go. See?
Oh, and Elvira meets Vincent Price. That's all right.
Well, speaking of that, we're at the Dynamite section. So let's take a look at what Dynamite has, which this week this is what Dynamite's giving you this week. So I'm sorry. I know people came for the butts, but this is your Dynamite bringing you this fully clothed Red Sonja.
Wow.
Well, she is in the
With
snow.
a kid.
I mean, every cover also has a kid on the cover, so it's a real tease, you know.
I agree. I mean, she can be in the snow in a bikini. Nobody cares. I mean, like, nobody cares about that.
I'm really excited to read this, but I haven't done that yet because Mirka Indolfo is doing the writing, and finally she's getting on a character I might even somewhat want to read.
No, you got Ash from Army of Darkness, so Ash in the chat should appreciate that.
There you go.
But this is Jeff's dream come true here of just a Dynamite gallery with nothing to be embarrassed about.
You know what I think is happening here is I think this bit we've been doing for a while now is shaking things up, making things change there. That's fair, you know.
It's all on Kickstarter.
I think Nick did this on purpose to us here. There you go.
He knew it. He knew it.
I appreciate your trolling action here. Very, very nice.
No, this is great, but it's a really nice cover though.
It is. I want to read Elvira meets Vincent Price. That sounds.
I've actually heard good things.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that to sound like a backhanded comment. I actually have heard good things. I apologize, but yeah, no, for sure.
Well, Nick, I'm going to promote your stuff every week. No questions asked. Butts or no butts, they're going up here. So
no buts about it.
No buts about it. That's exactly right. There's some good stuff here. I'm looking forward to it. That Red Sonja painting actually is beautiful. But
that's fair. Yeah.
They've got very good artists on the other covers. There's a Linsner one, and I can't remember who all the other ones are, but they all look great. They're very tame.
These are some very good covers.
Yeah.
I like it.
There you go.
All right. But Image has given you a guy with a bunch of knives in his back here with the 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton.
Great first issue.
What's that?
It was a very good first issue.
Yeah. No, that's been a fun comic. That's been very fun.
That's Kyle Stark's guy writing it, I think. And
yep.
I haven't read a lot of his stuff, but that first issue was excellent. We sold out of the issues, and since they're not all going back to like second and third printings, I'm just going to wait for the trade for myself. But yeah, really good book.
Yeah, some nice stuff here.
Nice.
We got. I mean, what is this world where Marvel has a comic with more TNA than a Dynamite book?
Oh wow, they're coming for you, Nick.
They are. Yeah, they're edging into your turf. You got.
Why did you have to use that
edging
word anyway?
Right. Yeah.
No, but yeah, no. Kazar, I've been hearing he's back from the dead, right?
Yeah, he's got plant powers now.
Oh, he's got plant powers. That's great.
Yeah,
but no. So he's back from the. Is it like My Boyfriend's Back kind of thing? Remember that movie?
Yeah,
I think some early Philip Seymour Hoffman.
It's kind of planty zombie stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember that film. No.
I like this character, and I'm very sad.
You're sad about the plant powers?
Well, any powers. I mean, the dude was like, he shuns, civilization, unless Mark Waid writes him. And,
that's fair.
I mean, I had the same question from Oni Press. Orcs in space. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. No, I enjoy both orcs and space.
Yeah. And then we're up to issue 4 on ShangChi, which means it survived as a comic long enough to see the movie out.
No, perfect synergy to have the floppy is still coming out and being on number 4 when the movie comes out instead of the trade being available. That's great.
Yeah, well, we're 4 months away from the trade, so it could be a Christmas present after the movie is gone.
Yeah, no, great timing. But no, the thing that drives me nuts when it comes to like Kazar is like people will fight you over when Kazar came out, because Kazar's a golden age character that got revamped, and people get like adamant and angry. They're like, no, he came out in X-Men number 10, and they're really like people get real salty about it. It's weird.
It's the
Does he
very
like
first
Arby's?
Marvel comic book, right?
Yeah, he
The
was
very
in
first one.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, he eats Arby's, so he's a monster. So
It's true.
Well, that's the thing. He's always looking. That's why he wants to come back to America all the time. He
yeah,
wants some
Arby's.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He wants the meat. Yeah.
Whoa, is Greg Horn back?
No, but this is once again Xenoscope, and I see I've got a typo there with Grum Fairy Tales. This is Grimm Fairy Tales, of course. Yeah. So again, Xenoscope also coming for your territory, Nick. So, watch out for that. But
Yeah. No,
and
for
people are
sure.
asking
That's
about-
a really nice cover, though. Let's be honest. But
that's well put together.
oh yeah, no, she knows what she's doing. But no, and that's the cover to which comic?
Grim Universe.
And not Corset, huh?
I know. Crazy, right?
Right. Yeah, no. That's Oh,
Well,
let's see.
Corset, there would be more. There would be more
corset
material. Yeah,
Well, it might be she has to find the corset. Like that might be the MacGuffin for the series.
So, like, that's the big deal when you're a Dom, is that, like, the corset training is a big deal from what I understand. Because you got to breathe in that, and it's got to be tight.
Yeah, especially if it's one of those, like, old-timey whalebone corsets. Just
Right.
forget that.
We were talking about Scout Comics. Impossible Jones is a fun series.
Yes.
They sent some preview of that, and that's a really fun series.
Let me see. Let me grab one of my stacks of comics. I think I got it. Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I got Locust from Scout. I'm gonna give it a try.
There you go.
We're gonna see. See, I do buy and read comics. It's true. So yeah, so we'll see what happens there.
Thanks, Stefan. I appreciate it. We're trying.
He didn't say it was going good places, just places.
This is the bad place. That's where we're at.
It's
Yeah. All fun stuff. Over in the world of manga, next week, Viz is pretty much bringing the heat with new My Hero Academia. You've got Dragon Ball. You've got Boruto. And some really solid titles there. But the one that caught my eye the most is My Wife Has No Emotion #1, which that sounds like a great time.
Wow, Rodney Dangerfield got real lazy.
Do you sell a lot of manga in your shop, Yule?
I'm trying to. It's hard to get it in right now. I gotta tell you. Do you know why that is, Perch?
People are buying it.
Is it because like there's like expansions in Barnes and Noble? I hear.
Yes, I think the stock. I mean, there's a run on it. Barnes and Noble is expanding. There's some. What's the other giant chain in the Northeast and in Canada? The big bookstore up there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Amazon.
No, it's all Amazon. No, there's anyway. Somebody in the chat will mention it. I know Canadian has this chain, but I mean they've kind of tripled their manga as well, and that's what's going on.
There was
a big shortage.
There was a memo that was sent by Viz, and they said, "Get your orders in." I'm like, I'm small. I just want to get a few at a time if I can. Get your orders in. All right.
Yeah. Books A Million is one of them, but wasn't the one I was thinking of. And no, Ben, it's not Books A, but that would be that'd be an awesome. And they should sell comics at Tim Hortons. That'd be awesome. Oh, great. Bruno looks like he just ate a bunch of Arby's.
Ooh, you gotta feel bad for him.
Yeah, for sure. I wish there was still Walden Books, man. That was.
Or we could just open up a comic shop or a bookstore called Books, eh?
Yeah,
Books, eh?
Like
do you have this? Is this any good? If you like that kind of thing, sure, buy it. Like,
I would say, yeah, there you go. Jimmy's got it. It's Chapters is one I was thinking of.
It's
the store that recently announced a huge expansion of manga, so that was it.
Nice.
Undead Unluck is pretty solid as well. I'm I like that series. I was curious. So getting on to other things. So romance comics. Supposedly, one of the things that was in the Penguin Random House announcement, kind of was buried further down, is that they're going to be soliciting more romance as a genre for. And it didn't say Marvel, but just more graphic novels, more OGNs, trying to appeal to the YA market. How do you think that's going to do?
I mean, I see where they're coming from in the sense that romance tends to be the dominant genre on like Webtoon and Tapas, and I think they're trying to capture that market since they get a lot of those, the really popular romance comics on like Line Webtoon get like 9 million reads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, granted that's they tend to be combining all the chapters and all of that, so it's probably closer to, you know, several 100,000 or so, but of like readers and then coming back and repeat reading. But that's a market that they can tap into, so it might work. It depends how they do it.
I like these panels here. I mean, I don't know if you can see what's going on here, but these are all pretty baller romance panels here. I like this second one. What can I do? You can stop crying. I like that's some...
Now, these are from the originals?
So I can't tell.
Because there's a company that does like
there is, and I suspect some of these are not originals, but I know at least the How Old Are You Anyhow? Wouldn't You Like to Know is original, which just blows my mind a little bit.
That is pretty great. But you know, pioneer of romance comics, Jack Kirby.
That's true.
That was the roaring 50s, well before his big superhero fame with Fantastic Four and all that. He was all about. He was seriously a pioneer of romance comics. He really did more than quite a few people.
Yeah. We're not going back into Marvel. We will take a week off. Don't worry, chat. I promise I'm not going to. I wouldn't do that 2 weeks in a row. That would break everything. But anyway, so yeah, Romita worked on romance comics. Neil Adams worked on romance comics. A lot of the classic names did romance stuff.
Romita also did the Captain America Commie Smasher version that lasted like 3 issues.
Yeah. Yeah. These are the good history. All right. All right. Intentional or not. So we got a couple panels here, and I was like, you know, we skipped it for last week, and we hadn't done it for a while, so we had some good ones built up. I like this poster. What was this? Is not, you know, this is like a bonus one. This is it's an old American custom Keep Clean. Right now, about the time, by the way, people in the chat are like, we didn't get any Dynamite covers, but what are you doing?
But yeah, this is. Are you subtly attacking Hollywood celebrities who have told us to stop bathing as much?
Yes, that's. I'm a monster. Yeah.
Wow.
So funny you should. So my other side gig is sci-fi fantasy read along, right? We read a fantasy or sci-fi book, and right now we're doing Slaughterhouse 5. And there's a section where the British guy is telling the Americans, who are unkempt and look like they've been dragged through, like, you know, a ton of mud. And he's telling them about his regiment he's been doing for like 5 years. And it's all about cleanliness, doing calisthenics, brushing your teeth 2 times a day, all this stuff, because the Americans didn't have any clue on how to keep, you know, themselves together. And, you know, there used to be films that kids would have to watch in school. So this is gay.
Well, what's interesting as you study is some people have picked up, like, it looks like from this cover, there's one guy taking a shower, and the other 2 have crept up on him and are calling their buddies over to make fun of him. Is that what's happening here? Because the guy in the shower looks kind of pissed. Like, I'm just trying to take a shower, you asshole.
I mean, that's like nothing, though. It's not like the guy's using a shower attachment or something.
Fair enough. It could be.
That might be a little embarrassing, but like just taking a shower like everyone else, like, who cares?
Yeah.
They look like they're having a good time, though, for sure.
Is your sci-fi read along on YouTube?
Yeah, it is.
Where?
Or sci-fi fantasy read along.
Okay, there you
go. It's on Apple, and I listen on Spotify personally.
Perfect. Yeah. Anyway, well, let's get to the real. Here we go. So, how about this?
Yeah. No.
Intentional, not intentional. What do you think?
Oh, she knows.
God, Ben.
Well, she doesn't know what it is.
The sound effect seems to be an extra little.
Yes.
Splat.
God, Archie, man, that's the hidden message in Archie, right?
Well, and the guy in the background is like, nice.
Is that what it is? It's kind of like, I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
I saw it, but I didn't. Yeah, I think intentional.
Always intentional. Betty does not look like that surprised. It's happened to Betty before.
Yeah, but this, I would agree this is intentional, but this might not have been what the writer wanted to do, and other people had fun with it. I could see that.
Yeah, I could see the writer saying she got splashed with some water, and the artist is like, I'm going to make it the most uncomfortable possible looking splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is splat, not splooge. That's fair. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Okay, we're most seems intentional. We'll go on to our next one here. How about this?
Damn. What is that? I need the panel before.
It's food.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, the way she's sitting from him, it's so strange.
Yeah.
Joe, take this one.
I have a hard time thinking it's not intentional. That's pretty graphic.
It feels like it's both intentional, but it feels like it was a team effort of intention. Like the artist and the colorist both combined to make this as dirty as possible.
Yeah.
Because the colorist did add some shading and texture here to really bring this one home.
Did this have a Comics Code Authority seal of approval?
It did.
All right, good.
Yeah, I think all these typically do.
What's the name of this comic? You Brought Me the Ocean?
Jesus.
God damn.
These are like, God, anybody that doesn't know anything about comics is like, what was that? Jesus.
I like how these things get cheered around. All right, how about this one?
What's gonna happen? I gotta know. No, I don't want to know.
I feel like I have to say unintentional at this point because we've been on a roll here, and I'm like, I can see that potentially being in like someone who is just too naive and just being like, I don't understand what the problem is. He's just what would the animal
really
do?
You want to know what comes after this panel, though, right?
Oh,
yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah,
I mean, sort of.
Well, the thing is, I feel like I'd be disappointed because it would be him like using his belt to just beat the shit out of that animal there.
Oh my god!
You hope so. I like it's a bunch of things. It's the goat's curious stare up. It's the guy's curious, resigned face, and it's he's going for his belt, but why is he's not his? You don't unbuckle your belt by putting your hand down your pants. At least that's not how I do it. I don't know.
I mean, this would be a little like this would obviously be intentional if he was saying something along the lines of, "All right, that's the last of the peanut butter." But
no, this could be Jesus. This could be an Old Yeller situation for all we know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say no, it's not intentional.
You're going to say no. Okay, that's fair. It's a kinder, gentler time when
he's just going to blow his brains out.
Not there.
People name dropping Mark Trail in the chat. That old strip.
I do need to actually. One thing I should do to revise this whole bit is to show the before and after panels. You first see the first one, then you see the others. Because anyway, yeah. I do. I am morbidly curious to know what followed this. But all right, one more. How about this? And some background to here. This is listed as one of the dirtiest panels Marvel did, but it's very accidental, I think.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
What are we talking about? The drawing?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm assuming. I mean, nothing in the text suggests, but it's basically what people are thinking is this that it's his dick, basically.
They gotta get their mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, it's clearly coming out of his wrist, which is not where dicks come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go no. I think people are just working too hard on that one.
Yeah, I agree. The proportion doesn't even work right. I mean, now Scarlet does look really curious, but otherwise,
it's because we live in a puritanical society, is what it is.
Well, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, this whole Transformer looks like some sort of dildo or something.
Well, he's got what looks like helicopter blades coming out of his ass. So
there you go.
Oh damn! I didn't see that. Whoa. Well, maybe not quite so much as I thought.
It's a lot of things. All right, I'm with you guys. I think this one is people reading into stuff. So there's kind of a bonus one. You tell me if this tweet is intentional or not.
All right.
Or rather, just is this a case where somebody writes this up and then should read it back to themselves before actually hitting the send? Like the awkward silence here.
I don't like
I'm
this.
Trying to the concept. What am I working on?
I don't like this at all.
Like somewhere around halfway, I'm like, what did I read just now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think don't Twitter should have some some AI that will, when you post something, like before it posts, it's like, hang on a second, you should go back and read this. This is maybe not coming out the way you want it to come out.
Is this like promoting like underage sex? Is that what's going on here?
Well,
I can't imagine that.
Warn you about.
There should be an alert that says, "Did you mean to promote underage sex before you?"
Man. When I was underage, I was totally down with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little different.
Now that I'm not, I'm not as into it.
No.
This is where this is exactly right. Punctuation is important. This could be at least made a little bit better with some punctuation, I think. Maybe
reword the whole time they're growing up, because that's really what gets you.
Yeah, this is worded poorly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question, whoops, I get to. Is this person a writer? Yes, a current writer. So anyway,
it's not me. All right,
Joe.
Joe. Damn it, Joe. All right. Anyway.
Oh wait, is it a writer or is it a writer artist?
It's a writer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
A comic book writer?
Yes.
Oh, comic book writers.
Yeah.
It's not Joe.
No. It's not
Okay.
Joe. No. Anyway, just review what you write.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe.
something a little bit more innocent to another time. Here is Crazy Letter Pages. So this is a long thing, but this is back when Marvel would print out letters that were more descriptive. In this case, this person's taking issues with New Mutants 51, and I like how they break it down, not just by page, by panel. Of what happened to Magneto. He looks like a cross between Dick Tracy and Superman. I appreciate the whole. Did Mirage gain weight since last issue? She looked a little pudgy. And then I like this last kind of goes out on a bit of a rant. It looks like everyone got a haircut in space underlined since last issue. Get real.
Oh my god, it's great.
I love all this, but this is Chris Claremont and Kevin Nolan. So this person is crapping all over Kevin Nolan. in this issue, and it this feels unfair. Cannonball looks like Jughead. Yeah, I like that one too. But I'll give it this. As we zoom in on one of the panels the person is complaining about, it's not all wrong. Like, this is a Magneto gone to seed, right?
Yeah.
Like, even Storm is looking at him in shame.
He's looked better, for sure.
Well, that's what we don't realize, is that he has a girdle too. He has a corset also.
With those whalebone corsets there.
They can work wonders.
Yeah, but no, it's weird seeing him in a white costume again.
Yeah.
It just looks that way. It's not.
He's like supposed to be arching his back, taking
he's
off his
like
shirt.
Angled, I mean, that's kind of what. I mean, he doesn't like lift weights anyway, right? I mean,
why would he need? He can do it with his mind.
Exactly. I mean, I've never seen him really training like the X-Men do.
No. He would always. He and Xavier would always stand up, and Kitty too. She was slacking half the time. They'd sit up in that little control panel and watch the other people work.
She's like, "Oh, I gotta go phase through something eventually, but until then, I'll just stand."
Somebody
I thought the only
computers.
I thought the only thing she ever did was that one panel where she says Professor Xavier's a jerk, and that's just it.
And then you can put anything in there too. It doesn't even have to be Professor X.
The internet made it so we can do that, and then everyone goes, "I recognize that panel from a comic I never actually read."
This is exactly what you look like when you come back from Arby's. By the way, you are exactly correct. Here's a question for both of you. If somebody has to chat, we'll just leave Magneto's belly up there while we do it. For both of you, what do you think American comics would look like if the anti-Comics Crusade Comics Code and Comic Stigma never existed? What would that alternate multiverse universe be?
So, one of the reasons for it was so that EC would get destroyed. Isn't that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess there would be more horror books, or, it was like such arbitrary stuff. Like, oh, you couldn't have red blood in your comics, so there was always black ink, and you couldn't have any mention of drugs, even if the government's asking you to do a drug story, Oh, someone dies, and I don't really like the way they died, so it gets a cut. Almost everything else is like still in the comics, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Silver Age wouldn't have happened the same way.
Mm-hmm.
We might not have had a Silver Age that lasted as long as it did. Certainly not DC's Silver Age. I don't think we get, the Flash and Green Lantern and all of that in the same way. And maybe we would have gotten more stuff from Stan, but I don't know, because I feel like it was just such a big wave of superhero stuff at the time. But yeah, I think that might be the biggest thing, and maybe the industry would have moved a slighter, quicker clip. Maybe we would have had the image revolution in like a few years earlier or something like that. But
It would have been definitely different. I think that's a great question. There's some good comments here. Batman and Robin would still be sleeping in the same bed.
That's what Hey Kids comics should be in the next one. It'll be like reinventing comics, the McCloud, but it will be Chaykin, like supposing what would have happened if that stuff didn't occur.
That could be the last episode of What If. Very meta.
There you go.
Yeah. The Blue Girl would have been mainstream. Yeah, maybe not, but well, very good. So let's, as we go through this, got a bunch of comics from past. Just wanted to continue to kind of talk to you guys about other things going on. Did you happen to see that thread from the artist from Action Labs, who was going over kind of the amount of money that had been paid and everything else? Did you happen to see that?
I think I did. Who was the artist who did that?
Now I have to quickly look it up, but
I didn't see that. I assumed it was bad.
I mostly follow the stuff about Crash and Troy, but not some of the other stuff, but that never came out. This was for someone's book who did come out.
Yeah, it was a bit. I mean, it was heartbreaking in a sense. This guy is Tom Rogers, and he has this title, Harold Lovecraft and Tesla. And he basically, I mean, here's what he wrote, and I'm curious to get your take on it. He said, I've drawn pencils and inks, a total of 264 interior pages, 15 covers, colored 7 pages, and 1 cover. Over the span of its entire publication, which seems to be, I can't tell exactly what that time period is, but I would peg it at about 8 years based on other things in the thread.
Mm.
He has been paid $4,972 for the art.
Doesn't sound great.
No.
I wouldn't have inked it.
It's I mean, he goes on, he basically breaks it down saying his average page rate was $17.82.
Action Labs, is that what you said? I've heard this about almost all these companies.
Yeah.
Action Lab's a big one now because multiple people came out saying that either not just low page rates, but what really started this was, I think, Crash and Troy, because that's a book that was solicited 4 times and never came out. And Action Lab apparently printed the book, and but just never delivered it to Diamond or something like that. And the book's been done for 9 months, and they want the book back. But now they have to pay for the printing to get the book back. Yes. But they only have 4 days to do it. It's basically the plot of that movie UHF with Weird Al.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to go for a Car Wash Girls or something.
Yeah, come on, Joe.
I gotta plug UHF.
Either way, UHF is great. Great movie. For sure.
It's I mean, he breaks it down into basically the first 3 volumes were royalties only. And for those first 3 volumes, he made $1,372. And then they kind of renegotiated to some extent, got page rates, but in getting so, they subtracted the royalty percentage as a trade-off. So then he was able to get $50 per page on the 4th volume, making $3,600. And kind of the same story of, they've talked about, can we get the rights, or can we get the books back, get the rights? But if they do that, if they are to get the rights, they have to buy the remaining stock and ship it, which they estimate will come to about $35,000.
Wow.
$35,000?
Yeah.
How many books are there?
Apparently a lot.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe this is why their business model's not working.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're getting 50 when they got almost nothing the first 2 books, I can't really see there being a problem. I mean, other than that they settled with 50.
Yeah.
But 35, where are those books?
Somewhere with Diamond, yeah. But
oh man, that sounds like some backstop, that sounds like paying off how long it's been in storage. Also,
it's a painful story. You go through it, and it's tough. And I mean, there's some other thing talk about people, not being late on checks and all the rest. But it's you see that kind of stuff. Definitely seemed like a labor of love, and he admits it himself that it was a labor of love. Love seeing the fans, love doing this kind of stuff, but. How that seems like it's got to be terrifying for somebody breaking into this business wanting to make a small book. I mean, it goes back to the get a lawyer to read your contract for sure. But I mean, it's if you're going in eyes open, that's a rough hill to climb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's I mean, all right. So the first one's on spec, right?
First 3, all.
The next one, we'll give you something, and Peter, you don't get as much. And then the 3rd one, you get the royalties, and that doesn't sound so great either. And then the 4th one, you get some money, and it's not a lot. But man, that $35,000 for Diamond to hold on to that. Oh man, I heard McFarlane he owed a lot of money for all the shit that he left at Diamond. He's like, oh, it's going to be great. Anybody can go and get it any time. And then the bill came.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Well, these comics all came out in this time in previous years. What's the best book on the shelf here? Is it Bat Penis?
Um, I,
So I could
this
potentially sell it. Second
we
market.
can only pick from these, huh?
No, there'll be more. But I mean, I actually think Bat Penis might be the best on that list.
I guess it's that or
Legacy.
yeah, yeah, it might be Batman. Oh my god. What a horrible day that existed.
Well, those sold pretty well though.
They
so.
sold well, yeah.
All of them sold very well.
Yeah,
so
all
I
of
was
these did very
happy
well in the
with
shop.
them.
From a retailer perspective, yes, I sold all of these. These were all good.
Yeah.
Good sellers.
But
Good
as far
sellers.
as like,
Yes.
now I'm thinking like secondary market, it's probably Damned and Legacy, and for anything that's important to the universe, Legacy. Maybe if you really want to like metal, and who cares about it? Heroes in Crisis, right? It's got good art.
It's tough. We've got different opinions in the chat. That's good. Well, here's
It was good.
Wow.
It was also the week where we got a bunch of the new 52.
Yeah.
So was this a good?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was what? How was this time for you?
This got me into regularly reading DC comics.
Nice.
I had not really before, but I'm pretty sure I still have all the number ones from this. Eventually I was only reading like 8 titles, but it took a while to really whittle everything down. I reread the Azzarello Chang Wonder Woman, and that still holds up pretty. It's cool to read it as just like, oh, this is a nice length Elseworld story with Wonder Woman. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, none of them really age particularly well in terms of being enjoyable or interesting. But at the time, it was exciting.
It's a fun time, right? How about you, Yul?
Well, they sold very well. I would look at any Francis Manapul Flash again, and these are he does this
absolutely.
like Will Eisner type stuff with the title pages, and the whole issue is just really artistic, and he's the writer of it, and so good. Batman was so good. By the 4th issue, I was like, oh, this is something special. Maybe by the end of like Death of the Family, it was a little less special.
Yeah.
And boy, Morrison's action, it's a shame.
Was that somebody asked in the chat? Was this the last great run of Action Comics? Did you like this Morrison run?
I like it. I like it fine, but like it's one of those things that I read and I probably never read again. It wasn't the worst thing for me, but it was better than Superman, the main title, when Perez was doing it those first like 6 issues or whatever. That was, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but
Perez seemed to be having a lot of drama at the time back behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, absolutely, but I don't know. There were some solid things in the New 52. I think I really liked Animal Man at the time. Swamp Thing was, I mean, Swamp Thing I feel suffered more so than Animal Man, because like Animal Man from Lemire felt like it was able to get closer to the Morrison run, whereas Swamp Thing, I don't know, it felt like watered down Swamp. It felt like Swamp. That's a book that felt like it got yanked from Vertigo, and you're a mainline DC book, and we got to water you down and not have it be quite as interesting, cerebral, and all that is how I felt about it. But yeah, and Snyder Capullo's Batman, I enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of flaws that have really stuck out to me over the years. I one of the worst things for me was how you immediately knew who the villain was by the 2nd issue. You're like, oh, it's the mayor. because he's the only other guy that's as jacked as Bruce. So they made it so clear in the art. So you just read the book and you're like, oh, it's the guy I already knew from issue 2. Cool. And it takes the wind out of its sails. And also this is an inherent problem with any story like this. I'm not trying to pick on this particular like Court of Owls storyline, but I never got too into the idea of this ancient organization that's been around for hundreds of years, that's been plotting and planning, gets beaten in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I always hate those stories.
That's true. They did go down quickly.
Yeah.
But this was a fun time. I had a lot of people coming into my shop. I don't know if it was the same, that just wanted every #1 issue. They bought them all. And it was like, they wanted to just begin. Did you have the same?
Oh, yeah. We were just opening a few months prior. So for DC New 52 to start up, it was really a boon for us.
Nice.
I was kind of ordering Liefeld titles like they should be ordered, and that was a mistake. Gotcha. I should have just ordered like crazy, and I should have done that with everything. But I was a little tight being a first time store owner, and not wanting to go like crazy. But God, those first few months, we were selling those like crazy and scrambling too.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, and people mentioned in the chat, I forgot, but this one was big for me too. Was the Pete Tomasi Batman and Robin. I really liked that a lot.
Did you read Frankenstein Agents of Shade?
Yeah, that was fun.
I did. Yeah,
I liked that one. I was already a Lemire on board with the Lemire train, so then Matt Kent takes over, and it's really good.
No, that's Animal Man was how I discovered Lemire.
Mm-hmm.
That was, and I know he'd done work prior to that, but that, and then that got me into like Sweet Tooth and all these other things, and really got me hooked on him as a creator. I know not everyone likes his art, and some people just like his writing. I do like both, but I get it. It's very stylized. It's a very specific kind of art, but yeah.
So this takes us back much further, of course. Fall of the Mutants time, which remains to me one of the best X-Men event series bits that they've done. This was probably maybe the weakest of the 3 that they did. Yeah. But still pretty fun. Brett Blevins, I think, was on art here. He always drew
that was Brett, yeah.
I always loved the way he drew the women in that comic. That is just worked for me, whatever. But I also like the Punisher here, who's really happy about this gun he's got. Like that's a Punisher who's satisfied with his day. He's killed some people, and he's feeling he had a great day.
Sure is.
Is that what it is, or did he just get shot at, and the only ones that hit him, he has protection, and now it's his turn to retaliate, and he's like, now it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, he's got such a satisfied smile. Like, now I'm going to murder some people.
Jansen, man, he's so good.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's the MVP of Marvel for. I mean, Jansen doesn't get anywhere close to the credit I think he deserves, but
that's fair.
But this Hawkeye and Mockingbird Solar Avengers #1, this featured Mark Bright, I think, did the Hawkeye story, and Jim Lee did the Mockingbird story.
Wow.
And Joe has a funny joke, I think.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, but yes, those solo Avengers starring. His marriage got rocky not terribly long after. I'm trying to think of when that happened.
It happened pretty quick. They didn't have a long relationship. It was pretty much all. It went rocky very fast. That was kind of the nature of the relationship.
Yeah,
was that it was kind of challenged, but over at DC, they got the Challenge series.
I have every single one of those from a buy, and I still have yet to read it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited to do it someday.
What was the tease there? Can you solve it before we do? That sounds ominous.
Well, there was a lot of series like that. There was that Marvel one that had like a video game attached to it. Like it had Hulk in it, and like they had different comic books, and there was a lot of mysteries, I guess, that they were trying to like tell in comic books at the time.
This
It's a thing.
I love that. I love that George Perez. I mean, Perez has there ever been an artist who could put so many characters on the page and still it looked dynamic and awesome.
He's the best.
Oh yeah,
mean,
and especially when you have members of the Fatal Five there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, so good.
I mean, I've never seen anyone do a jam like this. I mean, John Byrne's done some very good ones. Art Adams has got a great poster of the Marvel stuff, but I mean, Perez, it never looked like a crowded cover, even though he'd have like 60 people on that cover.
Maybe maybe like Keith Giffen's done stuff. Like I would kind of like think about like all the people that have done Legion and how they pull it off. Like they might be like the only people that can do it. And then of course, Perez goes over and does Avengers and does similar type stuff.
Mhm.
Pretty amazing.
He did some amazing stuff. He made it look very effortless. That Art Adams poster, which I have, is also incredible. And John Byrne did some great stuff too. But Perez, it felt like he could just crank this out every month without any kind of difficulty.
No, and that Wonder Woman, that's Mindy Newell and Don Heck, and they basically gave the book to Mindy as Crisis was ramping up before the relaunch. But Mindy, she started a few issues before that, but was the first woman to solo helm the writing duties on a Wonder Woman book. Because prior to that, there were maybe 3 different women who might have only been 2. I know Roy Thomas's wife co-wrote an issue with him, or a story it might have been the story in the issue 300 annual, or the issue 300 like anniversary thing. And then you have the whole bit with Marston's like the woman he was working with or whatever, Joyce something. But she was she was doing co-writing. So Mindy was really the first woman to be given the book to write solo.
It's speaking of kind of first, we saw you sent this to me, this article that DC has a new Jewish superhero after 40 years.
Nice. But I got to comment on that, but that's awesome, Nick. That's really great. I love Perez original art. I just have sketches. I don't have pages, especially from something like that. But
yeah,
that's fantastic. And God, what was it? So
this article you sent me, there's this title Whistle, and it introduces a new Jewish character, Willow Zimmerman. And they're promoting this as the first new Jewish superhero in over 40 years. But one thing that's wrong on multiple levels, right?
Yeah, the first one being Batwoman from Greg Rucka on 52 is only 15 years old at this point. And also there's this character, I don't know if a lot of people have heard this, but Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She's one of their biggest characters. And she's being canonically Jewish like the whole time. So it's like,
yeah,
she's been in 3 of your movies, and you gave her a cartoon.
You've got a character, not exactly the same character, but you have a character currently on a CW show, and you've got another character who's been in 3 movies with a cartoon and has had multiple solo titles who are Jewish. And also, is it something to brag about that you haven't created a Jewish hero in 40 years? That seems like a weird thing to promote.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what's this going to be in? Are they doing a DC Voices thing or something?
it is I think it's a YA novel comic.
Does that count?
and it is I can't tell if it's out of continuity, but everything matters in DC now. And there's Killer Croc is there, and so is her mom's old friend Enigma. So, yeah.
Who's writing this? I hope I hope it matches.
E. Lockhart.
I mean, I don't know.
So sure, but again, that seems like a weird thing to promote. I don't know why. I don't know why you would promote that and also forget multiple characters that you have, and what are you doing at all? I don't understand. But
yeah, it would look really weird if another business said, for the first time in 40 years, we have a Jewish person here.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like that's I hate that so much.
That's a very strange angle to take.
Yeah.
But speaking of strange angles, Captain America here getting just mobbed from a Mike Zeck cover.
Nice.
That's some good stuff.
That's a good time for Cap. That's
he's having a cuddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's and we got Frank Miller Wolverine there back when he could smoke, or maybe he's lighting a toothpick.
It's very possible. But yeah, no, that's good. Whatever happened to that Wolverine guy?
He was never that popular.
Yeah, it's too bad.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
And that Doctor Strange there, which is almost an upskirt shot.
It's nice. It teases just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he has leotards on underneath.
Oh, for sure.
You hope?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't free ball it or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes that's the
Maybe.
strange part.
I mean, well, when Clea's around, maybe.
Yeah. Well, you can be busy. The cape will take care of you. Different era than the 90s. Hey, you remember Battle Chasers?
Ooh.
How can you not?
Yeah.
I was never into fantasy and technology, mixing so much, and I think Battle Chasers did that a little too much for me.
Yeah.
I was also, I know this is sin to say something like this, but I was never that big of a Madruria fan either.
Oh wow. Yeah. I hate you now. Yeah.
Oof.
He got quickly into games. He went where the money was, I think.
Yeah. Good for him. Look at him not crying about working in comics.
He just went and found cash somewhere else. Yeah.
That's right.
How about the Glory title? The more you stare at, the more you realize the proportions of those legs.
Oh, his hips. Yeah, the whole thing.
It kind of, because of the shoulder and the hair, it hides what's going on there. But there's a lot happening there.
This is a classic picture, classic cover for Liefeld here.
Yeah.
It's a classic cover for Marat Michaels. It's a classic cover for Cedric Nocon. It's a classic cover for anybody that worked at Image, Extreme, Awesome Comics. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, I don't have any Trencher, but you guys remember Trencher, right? By Giffen?
Best damn book ever.
I love Trencher. Yeah. Joe's laughing at you, and then I went in on you, and now Joe's like, oh.
I mean, I love it, but it was never meant to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a fun. Cliffhanger Comics was a hint there about what was going to happen. So.
No, Cliffhanger had the vampire one by Ramos.
Yeah, that one actually tried to get to an end. Yeah.
Oh wait, that didn't end. Oh,
no, it actually had an end. I mean,
okay.
Chris Bachalo had his, and that one just kind of vanished, and Battle Chasers vanished, and
oh my god, the whatever his name is, Bachalo's one is so. I love Joe Kelly, but steampunk is you can't wade through that at all. It's impenetrable. It's what is this? I'm reading. Maybe I'd get it now. I don't know.
Is the Unstoppable Spider-Man or whatever still coming out?
Nonstop.
It does have one more issue came out, but it stopped for a bit. It's got another delay.
He was on
some false advertising right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He was on tour with his son of colleges or something like that.
Huh.
Or maybe something else. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. A lot of people eating Arby's. Yeah, Crimson was that book, and Crimson Ramos delivered it through. He was the winner of that, as it turned out. So
well, and then he had the second one out there also, and that did well too. I got to hang out with him when he wasn't a star at a San Diego Comic Convention. Him and all his buddies, and me and all my buddies, we drank beer from his bathtub. It was cool.
That's nice.
It's a perfect place to do beer. Yeah, Nonstop Spider-Man issue 4 came out like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and now I think we're waiting 2 months or something, and then it will be back. And apparently Jeff would murder nuns, so we'll hope for you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, some of those nuns are probably bad people, right?
They've been asking for it.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, go for it, man. The less nuns, the better, I guess.
Here's one of your favorite titles of all, US 1.
Wait, the comment. You got to read that like Yakov Smirnoff, please.
Yes. It's Mobile Russia. RB, it's you. Yeah.
Yeah, US 1. That was a shit book. Man.
Tell us how you feel.
That was such a bad series.
What's holding up Kitty's costume in Magic?
Magic?
I don't like her wearing that. I don't like her comment. I don't like her.
It goes back to that
usually.
earlier tweet.
She
I mean, I was of age, it was okay.
Kitty has been in so many horrible outfits over the years.
That could be a whole stream right there, just rating the costumes.
Yeah.
What did US 1? Why did they do that? Any ideas?
BJ and the Bear. That's my guess right now. That was really popular. Then there was BJ and the Bear and the Seven Lady Truckers, and that was even more popular. And I think they were still on a trucking kick. So, I mean, come on, Convoy, right?
I mean, sure.
This is the kids love trucks.
The costume is fine. It's the boots that is the problem. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know how that costume would stay attached. I like what's keeping that on tape.
That's no. It's just it's a two-toned costume. It's not as it's more see-through or sheer than nudity.
Oh, okay, that's
what
what you're going with. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Like if I was gonna, Project Runway that's how it'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really nice star, like Darth Vader there, though, don't you say?
Yeah. Darth Vader sells back issues.
He does look very just welcoming and neighborly there. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to shake your hand, but then you realize, no, this is the choke gesture. Yeah. There's Legends. We were talking with Joe Casey about Legends.
Yes.
Well, what did he have to say about that?
I loved it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I like Legends. This was a fun time. It brought back this time period as much as, now I think we look back on Crisis and say, why did they do that and mess everything up and then do 3 more Crises in the next, short period of time. But the excitement coming out of Crisis was pretty huge. I mean, DC had a bunch of titles that were very exciting. They had brought in some art, Burns doing stuff. Like it felt like DC was blowing up at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, finally, people that read Marvel had a reason to come on over to DC because of John Byrne. Yeah. And I always knew that the Titans were cool, and stuff like that. But how do you feel? I mean, the John Byrne run on Superman, he did a lot of it, but sometimes, I remember a lot of the critique of it was that he did a lot, oh wow, you let his parents live, and oh wow, your cape can get destroyed when you get shot by bullets and stuff like that. You have your personal force field and things, and you defy gravity rather than propel yourself through the sky. Yeah. It's like little things like that. But did he? He made Luthor a businessman. He made him the kingpin, and What do you think? I mean, how do you
mean,
feel like
you
John Byrne's Superman really was in the end?
You put Superman and Big Barda in a porno together.
This is
People
true.
really like to play that one up more than it really is.
Well, I mean, tape's out there. I'm just saying, it's like that tape exists.
Did Bendis do a story on that? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think they should have done. That would be a fun discovery by
Lewis
John
is like, "What's
someday.
this?"
Yeah, I think Byrne's era was solid for Superman, but it's highlighted by how much of a mess Superman had been for the most part for a long time before that.
Yeah.
I think if Superman was a stronger title beforehand, we might not have been as thrilled, but yeah, him coming in on that title, it was like perfect timing.
I also loved Fell, and I'm hoping we see Fell as well. I don't care about any of the rest. So, come on, Ben. Let's get Fell. This Titans cover. I mean, there's Trigun looking. Anyway, lots of great stuff.
Tails. So this is probably what the first storyline when they went to the like the Baxter paper or something like that.
Mm.
That's my
Possibly
guess.
Wolfen and Perez, yeah.
So it actually has Perez art in it.
Yeah.
Because this is just a reprint book, but no, that was excellent. Ooh, I'll let you guess which one I like.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're a big Dreadstar fan, correct?
Yeah. Jim Starlin, Dreadstar, great stuff.
Yeah. I like what's going on with the Outsiders here. Looker's in prison, and Halo has braces.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought she didn't care that she was framed.
That's kind of what it looked like, but apparently she's upset because she has braces.
I never really read a lot of the Outsiders. Did you guys?
I didn't read too much of that. That wasn't really a book that was grabbing me.
It was okay, but I remember things. I don't remember this braces issue, but I do remember weird little plots like that would come up, and you wondered what the hell what they were doing. Like, yeah, I remember some great arcs in that series, and then it would go into very strange, very, very strange stuff.
I read most of the Batman and the Outsider. Well, I shouldn't say mostly. Most of the Outsiders that I've read are Batman and the Outsiders prior.
Yeah.
And the ones I like the most are those Trevor Von Eden the Olympic issues with like Maxie Zeus or something like that.
Yeah.
But the Outsiders not so much.
Yeah.
The Crazy.
Is that Obnoxio? No, it's not. It's the Crazy.
I believe so. Yeah, this is Marvel's Crazy with that guy.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I think so.
I've never read any of these.
Oh, this was when they were trying to make Iceman and Firestar a thing in the comic.
I watched that cartoon all the time.
Yeah.
The same cartoon over and over again because there was like 12 of them or something.
Yeah, I really remember the one where they fought the Beetle, and the one
Doctor Doom one.
The Doctor Doom one. There was
dude one.
The Juggernaut episode where they teamed up with the rest of the X-Men.
I saw that after the fact, but I had never seen it because like they hardly ever re-aired that. It was crazy.
I don't know why. I mean, that was the one that I think people remember the most.
Everybody wanted to. Did you see that one? I heard Wolverine had an Australian accent or something like that.
And then he did again. Yeah, he had one again in the that other like X-Men cartoon pilot that they based the arcade game on that never happened.
Yeah. Were Iceman and Firestar dating in that show, or did they infer that, or
they may have? I'm trying to think.
Firestar had that annoying little dog, right?
I think so. It's such a weird show.
I'm trying to.
I do not remember that dog. I can't believe it.
They all dress too nice for college kids.
I put that on for my kids, and they both lost interest within 2 minutes. Like, just nothing.
But you don't understand. the sofa goes away and a computer shows up. It's great.
Yeah. Miss Lion. That was the dog. She had Miss Lion.
Damn.
Yeah. And Miss Lion, oh, good Lord. Is this true? Did they kill her dog in the Spider-Verse? It got dark.
Yeesh.
Anyway.
Well, now there's a reason for me to go watch that.
There you go.
Okay.
Excellent.
They were dating an Amazing X-Men. Okay. I thought I could have sworn they were trying to infer that Iceman and Firestar in the cartoon were a couple, but maybe I've got that completely.
They may have, but I'd have to rewatch a show I don't plan on ever watching again.
Okay. This theory, Bobby and Pete are constantly fighting over her. Or maybe Bobby was fighting for Peter.
It was going to be a big old soup eventually.
Yeah.
We know it.
Yeah. A soup. Nice. That's
well, it was just the start of their polycule, so
fair enough.
Yeah.
Early stage trouble.
I mean, that would make sense for Bobby so much more, you know. Oh well.
Yeah. This is Morrison's JLA, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm relatively sure this is still in his run.
I think so. Yeah.
Danger Girl, another cliffhanger book that kind of just ended. Yeah.
J. Scott Campbell, I got to admit, I was never really into his comic books that much. Maybe Gen 13 was the one I liked the most.
Yeah.
Danger Girl was perfect for what it was, though. If you enjoy that type of thing, it was a good seller.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. The cliffhanger books had a lot of. I mean, they sold really well. They just they ended on a cliffhanger. So.
Yeah, they
or
never came
in some
out.
cases, they just ended for no reason. Yeah. It's the opposite of manga.
That was some of my favorite back in the old Doctor Who's, where they were like half-hour episodes. And they all ended on like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I love those.
Or like Beckstar. Every issue ends on a cliffhanger of some sort.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Will
you.
the last issue end on a cliffhanger?
I sent it to you.
Yeah, but
No. But
what are the rules here? What's the embargo? I don't know.
no, don't. Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
fine. But
You'll have to
maybe.
find out.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Search for Steve Rogers. How about this Amazing Spider-Man where he was in an insane asylum. This is awesome Spider-Man.
That's Andy Nocenti, right?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
incredible. Like that was a great storyline. This was I forget, did this come before or after the Craven's Last Hunt?
It's completely forgotten because it's immediately in between Craven's Last Hunt and Todd McFarlane taking over the book.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So everyone forgot it.
Well, it goes through Amazing and the other titles just like Craven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing. Yeah.
It was a 3-part adventure, went through the titles. That was a great little storyline in there that, like you say, it got hidden. Obviously, we talked about this Captain America in a really incredible run. And this Daredevil was with, I thought John Romita Jr., some of his absolute best work was Daredevil. Like he drew a hell of a Daredevil.
He sure did. He what was it? I mean, it was so good that that was Nocenti as well. She's pretty good at this whole writing comics thing.
They should have her write some more.
Yeah, she should just keep writing comics. But yeah, no, that's an interesting era of Daredevil that I feel like. Isn't it weird? Like I feel like the past couple years or so, I've been hearing more and more people talk about that run because for a while I feel like people were like, it's Frank Miller, and then I jump all the way to like Bendis and Brubaker and all that stuff. So
yeah. I thought this was, I agree. It was one of the best teams in comics.
Yeah.
And this was a great run. You pick it up. I also like, now, do you suspect that by putting D-Man in that costume, they were trying to trick people into thinking that was Wolverine?
Yeah.
Like casually you pick up that comic and you're like, what the, who's this asshole?
Yeah, D-Man. He's kind of a dork.
Yeah. I kind of love that he's a dork and no one likes him. I feel like that's what's the most like. He's just this character who shows up and he's like, "Hey, I want to help," and everyone's like, "Screw you, buddy." And he's like, I got money. I can buy it. That we don't need your money, you jerk. It's great.
I love it. Like, I like Spider-Woman doing a little Matrix backflip there.
Dude.
Nice.
She's leading with her boobs.
What is that, Leah Loha?
I
I'm
don't.
wrong.
I do not know.
Yeah, that looks good. I love the Moon Knight.
That was a good run of Moon Knight.
Yeah, good times. Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
I'm more into Spider-Woman now than I was then. I did like Spider-Woman, okay. If you've never read the last issue of that first volume, it creeped the hell out of me forever, as a kid, and like she's like wandering the earth, soon to be forgotten, as like a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I didn't like it. Well, that's not cool. She'll come back, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
Some solid stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last, I think this was the last time we crossed over the universes with.
I think you're right.
And
That's George Perez. Yeah.
Yep. And it is done now. At this point, there's zero chance. I read this article once about how we're never going to see a Marvel DC crossover again.
Yeah.
And they were given a lot of reasons, but they didn't include the really obvious one, which is their owners compete.
Yes.
I mean, we're never going to see a crossover again. Do you think?
There's no reason for it. I mean, we will when Disney eventually absorbs all media, but
Sure,
it doesn't count. It's not the same.
Not till then. Yeah.
It's not the same, Vince.
Transformers, Hush. We were right in the kind of the center of Hush there. This is back when Transformers was a top 5 book.
It's crazy.
You knew that Tommy was the Hush, right? At the
Yeah,
beginning.
from the very beginning. It was
very first issue. I'm like, this is.
Here's this brand new guy we've never seen before who's very important to Bruce's life and certainly won't have anything to do with the mysterious masked guy that's showing up later. It's wearing the exact same fucking shirt.
Well, this is how, Scott and Greg got around that when they did Court of Owls. Waited till the second issue.
That's that's right. Much
that's
better.
That's master storytelling.
Way better.
Yeah,
way
that's Jeff Loeb +1.
Yeah, take that, Loeb. You hack. Yeah. Here's our Savage Fists of Kung Fu. Marvel's. There's all of Marvel's masters of the martial arts there.
Yeah.
Iron Fist and who's the trio? The Tiger Brothers? What is that?
I feel like I should know, but I do not. I feel good about not knowing also.
Yeah. They didn't last. Maybe that's your next Disney movie there, but
maybe they show up in Shang-Chi too.
That's sure. We can hold out hope for that.
Yeah.
Supervillain Team Up was a fun book. The Bronze Tigers, is that who they are? Sons of Dragons? I honestly have no idea who these characters are.
Bronze Tiger is a DC character, right?
I mean, that's
the
true.
Dude in Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
They're all Sons of the Tigers. We've got that
Sons
option.
of the Tigers.
I mean, I don't know.
Like
They're hanging out there and jumping around. Oh, Max says he looks it up, and it's Sons of the Tigers.
Boom.
So
There we go.
Way to go,
that's
Max.
that's who they are. Nobody remembers them. Anyway, what's going on? It's who's teamed up here? Doom and the Submariner have teamed up against Tiger Shark and Atuma.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
They have a very unsteady alliance at this time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time spent in Latveria in this comic, also, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Planet of the Apes. Yeah. That much can be said there. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's when they made Supergirl into a whore. I got
That's
a lot
the Michael Turner effect you got going on there.
That's right.
That's what that is. How dare you say something bad about Michael Turner?
Well, Michael Turner is wonderful, but
the greatest person ever.
I like how she can completely hide behind one of Darkseid's legs.
For sure.
Yeah. and there's Superman cracking something, and this is Batman and Robin, which is
God, this is like the worst DC right here.
This wasn't a great run. Yeah.
That Superman, that Azzarello, I was so jazzed for that. I'm like, all right, finally Azzarello is doing something I care about. Jim Lee's going to be doing the art. Oh my God, a whole year straight. He already proved he could do that in Batman.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
This was where Superman met a priest. Was that right?
Oh, and they ate a peach, I think. Oh. Yeah, all for like, you guys are like, oh, these people are sitting down and having coffee too much in comics. For like 5 issues straight, there's this like peach scene that just kept going on. Oh, it's horrible.
Well, I know if I got the opportunity to write a story for Jim Lee, I would be like, buddy, we got 5 issues of peach eating to get to.
And I want this to be the juiciest peach. I mean, I want you to think of a Frank Miller ass, okay? I want you to draw that peach like that.
This was the Frank Miller Batman and Robin where Batman's like, "Get up, you little bitch." This is Father of the Year Batman right here. Yeah.
Can you believe that he did Strikes Again, followed by this like all-star Batman and Robin, and then they were like, you know what we got to do for you, buddy? Get some more Batman out of you. Like,
well, it was always meant to be a trilogy.
This was absolutely the goddamn Batman era. Yeah.
Yeah.
The goddamn Batman.
Once I cashed the check, I knew that this was meant to be a trilogy.
Yes. This was a series where I believe Batman just gave it to the Huntress on the hood of his car, right?
I didn't actually read all of it, dude. I have standards.
Oh, come on. I vaguely remember, didn't they? I think that's what happened. But isn't the Huntress like his daughter from an alternate world?
Yes, him and Catwoman, I think, have the Huntress, correct?
Yeah, that's the Helena Wayne one, not the Helena Bertinelli, which is probably the one he was fucking.
Well, there you go.
Oh, it was Black Canary. Shit.
Yes.
Oh, Black Canary.
There you go.
I've got he likes this.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, well, that's fine then. Yeah. No worries.
Oh,
here's Two Gun Kid, which 2 guns against Geronimo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing.
I haven't got so nostalgic that I'm going back to the Westerns just yet. I think I'll go those Archies for the explicit content first. This
was, of course, way before they had that 2 Gun Kid limited series that the Marvel Max that everybody loved.
Wait, was that the 2 Gun Kid? I couldn't remember.
That was a Rawhide Kid.
Oh, Rawhide Kid. Yeah. I'm sorry. Too many kids.
Who was that? Was that Zimmerman that wrote that?
It was bad.
And it was very stereotypical, like, hi everybody, character in the Western.
Yeah.
All right.
It was, but don't worry. They when they did the Marvel Voices #1 that came out for Pride, they made it like a big deal that like they had representation with Rawhide Kid back then.
All right.
And not that it was a deeply offensive, horrible book.
Oh, I got it over there. I'm going to read it now.
It is funny that they do try and take credit for that Rawhide Kid book, and that is absolutely awful. So
I can't believe they weren't dragged for that. Like, they absolutely deserved it.
I mean, somebody would have to have bought that comic and actually read it. I think that's the problem.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, but how could you read such a book? You put that one immediately in a bag and you get it graded and you save it for college.
That's right.
That's
there you go.
It's the first gay Marvel cowboy.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. It was Ron Zimmerman.
Oh, perfect. Thanks a lot.
And John Severin was the artist.
Yeah, it looked really good.
I
mean, he's a great artist, great illustrator still. Then.
Yeah.
A shame. Well, we've reached the end. We're heading into a 3-day weekend, and I hope everybody has some amazing plans. Here's Spider-Man very grossly have been murdered by, this is the Sandman that I think has killed him by making his stomach explode. Which comic was this from?
Cool. Oh God, I don't
It was terrible.
remember that, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look great.
No, he's he hasn't had a good time. Yes, he's just had Arby's. This is what it will do to you, folks.
Is this
Absolutely.
a what
Trust
if?
the science on this one.
Yeah,
I'm cheating. Is this a what if?
it's either a what if or a zombies.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
somebody here will know. Anyway,
I've never seen that.
it's gross.
Yeah.
Well, I asked before, but any big plans? Anything come up, or any big plans?
Yeah, there's a big 3-game weekend or 3-game series in Northern California between my baseball team and theirs, and it's for first place right now. So that's the biggest thing other than selling comics.
Yeah.
I'm open on Sundays now.
Very nice.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to get to your shop, where do they go?
1708A Martin Luther King Way in Berkeley, California. Or you could go to fantasticcomics.com and, I don't know, it'll take you to somewhere.
Perfect. And you've got a YouTube channel. Should definitely go check that out.
Oh, yeah. You know, some of the things we've talked about, like Action Comics. I did an X-Men and a Action Comics 1 Grant Morrison video, comparison. And, and the last one I did with Eric Breen talking about Iron Man, I had a surprise, intentional or not.
I saw that.
Stole that from you.
Yeah. Steal away.
Boom. That's how I do.
Perfect. You can steal my hatred for Arby's as well. That can be yours.
Oh, it can only be matched.
Yeah. And Joe, you mentioned just you're going to have a nice calm weekend.
Yeah, lunch with Mags, a couple of people tomorrow, and then probably seeing some other friends and family over the weekend. Nothing crazy.
Very good. Well, I hope everybody in the chat has a good time. I'm sorry, I just had to take it off that panel. That was disgusting. That was Marvel Zombies. That's right.
Oh wow.
Fun times. But I hope everybody has a great 3-day weekend. You enjoy. Stay away from Arby's for the sake of your colon. And we'll see you. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye all.